Hey guys, today I am filming the intro for my Project Tin Pan Summer Edition. I actually have 15 products here, but you guys know I always have extras because if there are things I don't finish, at least I believe it will still hit 10. So I'm very excited for this project because I have got a lot of complexion products. Like always, they're my favorite thing to purchase and the things I really like to use up, and I tend to be able to use up the easiest. But I do also have some things for brows, eyes, and lips. So we will just jump right in with the products. Like always, for my seasonal tin pans, they will run for 3 months. So first I have a combination of primers that I will be using. This is a deluxe sample of the Murad Oil Control Mattifier, which is a little bit thicker and more gluey, so it's something I can only use throughout my T-zone. So on my cheeks I wanted to use another primer, of course, so I will be using the Hourglass Veil Metal Primer. I've tried this in the past. I've used one of these up in a project before actually, and it's a fine product, but since it's not the most mattifying, it does work really well on my cheeks, and these were able to mesh pretty well together today as long as they didn't touch, because I did overlap in a couple areas and then it balled up pretty badly. So I just need to make sure this strictly the T-zone, this strictly the cheeks, and we will be fine. So I am a little nervous about finishing a Murad because I can't use it all over, and there actually is a decent amount of product in here, 0.33 fluid ounces. So that's like a third of a standard primer or foundation size. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I will hope for the best. Then I have a foundation I want to finish up completely. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation in Snow. I have this in my yearly makeup use-up project with a couple of these other things as well. I'll have it linked up in the cards, and I am starting out right here. So I have about half of the foundation left, and this foundation is actually pretty big. A standard is 1 fluid ounce and this is 1.6 fluid ounces. This is a product that I do really like, but it's not my perfect shade, and I want to use it up and decide if I actually like it enough to repurchase it or not. And I was nervous about this matte foundation with the matte primer because in the past I've had too many matte products with this foundation and then my skin is looking a little bit dry, but it worked really well, which is awesome. This shade is a little bit dark for me, so I will need to mix it with a lightener. I did do that today. Might have gotten a little light, and I don't expect I'll be getting any color over the summer because I hate being outside, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get a little color and I won't need to mix it. But all of that being said, because I, for a while at least, will be mixing it with something else, it's going to take me a little bit longer to get through it, but I would like to finish that completely. Next, I have 2 powders that I would like to use up out of my collection. The first is just a little deluxe sample size of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in number 1 Fair. I'm going to use this to brighten under my eyes, clean up my contour. And then the main powder I will be using is the Pretty Vulgar Loose Powder, and my friend Amanda sent this to me in this really nice jar. Like, this is a really good size, and I'm really hoping that I enjoy this, and by the time I use it up I'll be able to see if I want to purchase it or not. And I'm going to use this as an all over face setting powder and apply it with a damp sponge, so I would like to finish both of those. Then I have a product that I would like to hit pan on. I'm pretty nervous about this one. So this is the Milani Matte Baked Bronzer in the shade Sunset. This was limited edition from several years back. So this did start out as a dome. You can tell that I've completely worn down the dome and I actually have a dip in the product, and my goal would be to hit pan on this. I think it's gonna be quite a challenge because there is a lot of product in here, but I do think it's possible. I love this color. I love this product. I wish that these were permanent. I know that finally, like years and years and years later, they finally released some matte bronzers, but I just love this one so much, and I do have a backup, so I would love to hit pan on this if it's possible. We'll see. Then I have a setting spray that I would like to use up completely. This is the ColourPop All-Star Face Setting Spray, and I'm starting out right here, so I have a little bit less than half left. I'm not really worried about getting through this, and actually once I use it up, I already have another setting spray in mind that I will be rolling in. So those are all of my face products, and I am wearing most of these today. For eyebrows, I have the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer in the shade Blonde, And this is one of those thicker angled brow pencils, very similar to Benefit Goof Proof or the Anastasia Brow Definer. I really, really love this. So once I use it up, I will repurchase it, but I have a couple other similarly shaped brow pencils in my collection, and these take forever to get through, so I'm trying to just, I did have them all open, and I was trying them all, and now I'm just trying to focus on one at a time to use them up, and then only have one or two in my collection, but I really, really love this one. But this is how much product that I have left, which is, so I just marked it right there on the cap. It's not a ton of product, but because this is thicker and angled, I think it might take me a decent amount of time to get through. And I do also use a pencil like this in combination with a more micro brow pencil, and that makes both of them last a lot longer when I use them in combination together. So I would like to use that one up completely. Moving on to eye products, I have two different shadows I'll be using to set my primer. I always love to throw these into a project even though they're not the most exciting or fun thing. So the first thing I have here is this tiny ColourPop pan of the Too Faced Extra Creamy Eyeshadow from the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. It's basically a matte, very light cream. It's not like a typical cream, and it's not a white, it's somewhere in between. I'm using this to set the primer under my brow bone, and as you can see, I've already hit pan on it, so I would like to finish this completely. And usually after I repress a shadow, it gets a lot more powdery. Not this one. It's very, very dense still. And it just freaking broke. So I am going to repress it again. How did that happen? And then the other matte cream I want to focus on is from the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. And it's just this matte cream. You can see I've already hit a ton of pan. I would like to use this up completely, using this to set the primer in my crease. And I will probably repress this one as well, just to make it easier to use up. So I will insert before and after pictures for both of those, but this is where I'm starting, so I'm not really worried about this one. A little nervous about the Too Faced, but now that I have to repress it again, we'll see what the consistency is like. And now I have the more fun eyeshadows that I will be working on, and the first one is going to be a base. This is a little deluxe sample size of the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Rose Gold. This is something I have panned before in the past, but for Christmas I did get their holiday set, which had the rose gold in it again, but it's more of like a glittery version, so I would like to finish this one up so I can start using that one. And this is how much product I have left. Mine always breaks off at the base, so that is a good significant amount, and once I use this up, I will dig out the rest of the product, put it in a little sample jar to use up. That's what I did with my last one, and it worked really well for me. But once I dig it out, I have to use it every single day to make sure I use it up before it dries out. So my goal really is just to finish the visible product up, and then depending on whether I'm able to do that or how soon I'm able to do that, I might then make my goal to scoop out all the product and finish it in its entirety in this project. So I'm excited to focus on that one, and I am going to be using it as a base underneath a Super Shock shadow. Normally I don't need a base with Super Shocks, but this is one that is pretty dried out, so it helps to have that base to let the product adhere to the eye better. So that is why I decided to use a base, and I actually just made this decision this morning to add this in, and I'm glad I did. So the ColourPop Super Shock shadow I will be using is Kathleen Lights. It's a pearlized finish. I'm wearing it on my lids today. It's such a beautiful golden coppery orange color. Absolutely love this. My initial goal is going to be to hit pan, but I can very well see myself changing that. No, let's just do it right now. Let's just go for it, not be scared. My goal is going to be to finish this completely. I do apply my dried out Super Shocks with a sponge tip applicator, and then I'll go over top with my finger afterwards, and I do that with all of mine anyway, but when I put a sponge tip applicator in here, it does break up the product a bit, but that's just the best way to adhere them or get them to apply well to my eye. So some of the product in here will go to waste when it starts to get crumbly, so I do think it will be possible for me to use this up completely. At first I was going to say just hit pan because I want to focus on some other shadows in my collection, but I really think I can do it. I think that I can use this one up completely. So that's going to be my lid shade. Then I'm going to be using some shades from the ColourPop Yes Please palette in combination, and that's again what I'm wearing today. So I'm going to be using Champs as my transition color, Note to Self as my crease color, and G&O as my outer corner color, and my goal will be to hit pan on all 3 of those. I do also think it's possible because these pans are smaller than a traditional pan, and the formula is also quite powdery. So that was my goal. I'm still a little bit nervous about it, but I absolutely love this look, and I don't think I will have any trouble wearing it several times throughout this project. I will probably need to use it at least 4 times a week in order to be able to hit my goals. So then I've got my 2 lip products, and I'm a little nervous about this one as well, but I do like to challenge myself. So the first one is this deluxe size from Nudestix. It is the Nudies Matte Cream for eyes, lip, and cheeks. It's an all over face color, and I have the shade Naughty and Spice. And this is something I am not going to use on my eyes or on my cheeks. I'm only going to use this on my lips, and it is a nice creamy formula, but it is a little thicker. It's really nice, somewhere between a cream and a matte. So this is how much product I have left. I've really only used this like twice before I put it in this project, so I think this will be a challenge, but it is a very wearable shade and a comfortable formula. And then the other product I would like to focus on would be the Pixi Gel Tint and Silk Gloss. I think it doesn't say the name on the packaging, in the color Sweet Gloss. The other shade is Berry Tint. I thought about trying to work on that one too, but I don't think I'm going to be able to use up all 3 of them. So I am just going to do this as my lipstick and then this as my lip gloss. It looks like it's huge, but it's very deceiving. The packaging is just like all this thick extra plastic around it, so you don't actually get a ton of product. So I would like to use both of these up completely, and I will be using them in combination. So guys, those are the 15 makeup products that I would like to finish up in this project. I'm really excited to start using these things, and like I said, I'm wearing most of them today, and I'm happy to see that they are working really well together, formula-wise, color-wise. So I'm very excited to start this new project and focus on these items. I would love to know if you guys are doing any project pans currently, and I would love to know your thoughts if you've tried out any of these products in the comments down below, or if you've ever panned one of these before and how long it took you. I think that would be really fun and helpful to know. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.